What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Kaceytron. Now, why am I talking about this ambiguous Twitch streamer that like 5 people watch? Well, that's because she got into some drama recently with Asmongold and XQC. If you're wondering, what's the drama, guys? What's the drama? So what happened is she made a joke about Asmongold, which is ironic because, I mean, she's kind of a joke herself. So I'm going to read the tweet right here. Asmongold hates himself more than any of us ever could. Just look at the lifestyle. He chooses to live as a multi-millionaire. There is nothing that could be said about that disgusting man that could ever make him change his filthy, hateful, putrid ways. Just a real stinker. Now, what I think is funny is that she calls him stinky and disgusting when she looks like this. So, I mean, I think it's completely ironic that Miss Piggy over here is calling Asmongold disgusting, which is funny. And her criticism is that he's a multi-millionaire. Yeah, she can't really be talking if she's a Twitch streamer. Most of those motherfuckers are rich as hell. So the thing is, he saw this and so did XQC, but I want to read XQC's first because it's really funny. So he says, money is financial freedom. Freedom is having the ability to choose what you want to do as much as possible. Why are you mad that he lives the way he wants to? You have a lot of money too, yet you are overweight and choose to smoke weed all the time. Respect people's choices, lady. Which is true. She literally posted a fucking video of her smoking like 5 packs of weed on 420. And then this is such a cringe response. I hate when like certain people type shit like this. So she says, little bro, basic reading comprehension. I'm not mad that he lives the way he chooses to. She was literally mad about it like 5 seconds ago. What the fuck? I'm saying he hates himself for choosing to live that way. You want to talk about my drug addiction? Worry about your Adderall abuse. I think it's ironic. She's saying, oh, my drug addiction, but she's like parading it around like it's a good thing. I don't think a drug addiction should be paraded like this. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is so unhinged. So anyways, XQC responds with such a banger video saying, you get cooked, opinion rejected. I've been throw up the sex in Now, she tries to insult XQC back by saying, just because you have an army of 12-year-olds doesn't make you any less of a moron. If I took 200 milligrams of Adderall a day, I'd be a walking crackhead skeleton just like you, hun. Which is ironic because she's like a huge weed smoker, so I mean, you can't really be criticizing someone for like, allegedly doing crack when he just looks that way when you're like smoking weed. Like you can actively change. XQC can't really change the way he looks. Now, Asmongold didn't take shit from this, alright? He responded right away. He says, you're fat and you spend your life smoking weed and doing drugs, which is true. If you look at her shit, she's just smoking weed all the time. What the fuck? If anyone's a stinker, it's you. And then she responds with some like a cringe, those like things those cringe gifs that people use, the ones that are like, oh, this guy is such a normie, those type shit, right? Now this caused her to like scope the fuck out of everything. So she starts saying shit like, nah, XQC and Asmongold both called me fat today. And later on she's like, isn't it funny as soon as we give these big content creators the same energy they put into their content biases, their fans want to talk about compassion and empathy. Now this leads into some like weird fucking response to like some like random Twitter user where they say, I never understand these content creators that support Palestine and yikes. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And then she responds with, botch bang pick me. I can't say that. I don't want your support, nasty, which is crazy as shit. Like, someone slightly supports you, start going insane. I mean, I get that the Palestine shit is a hot button issue, but Jesus Christ, she was slightly defending you, and she goes fully unhinged. She's actually crazy. Now her next ultimate gamer move was to defend Mizkif, which is fucking crazy. All right, she says she thinks that he's fake, even though she starts like actively glazing him. So I'm gonna read the tweet. I think that XQC is insanely jealous of Mizkif. It's no secret to anyone that there is a rivalry here, and Mizkif's content is way better than XQC's in every way. Look, they're both Twitch streamers, so I don't watch their content, so I don't really give a shit. XQC knows this deep down as well. I say this as someone who thinks Mizkif is fake as fuck. Mizkif started a gym, is motivating people in positive ways, and doing podcasts with Pokemon. Meanwhile, XQC is a gambling degenerate in Miami with Aiden Ross. I think XQC needs to let go of his resentment for Mizkif and step up his content. Now, I think it's an interesting move to glaze the fuck out of Mizkif, even though he, hit a sexual assault. They start glazing and be like, oh, he's improving. I think he's fake. But he started a gym with Pokemon. I think that's positive. Gambling bad. Now, her next move, when after glazing the fuck out of Mizkif, she didn't really defend him, but she started fucking glazing the shit out of him, even after what happened. Her next move was to accuse Destiny of being, a pedophile, and because he made fun of her. So I'm gonna look at the initial tweet of Destiny. So it's already what Kaceytron said about Asmongold, but just a picture of her in quotation. It's super funny. But Kaceytron didn't like this, so now she's trying to accuse him of being a pedophile. So she says, I cannot seem to shake this pedophile who's been obsessed with me ever since I was too busy to meet his creepy ass in 2015. I blocked him on every platform, but he still desperately tries to get my attention. What do I do? The fucking hashtags are insane, alright? Hashtag cult, hashtag Zionism, and hashtag predator. Now, what I find funny is that she tries to say he's obsessed with her, when that's obviously not the case. If you look through, he rarely talks about Kaceytron. I've seen him talk about Kaceytron like 3-4 times maybe, but if you look through her Reddit, and this is one of the funniest Destiny clips I've seen, where he looks through her Reddit and he typed in his own name and the search bar thing where it matches up with the name, and it's just filled with Destiny. The majority of what she says is just Destiny this, Destiny that. She's the one that's obsessed with him, but he's a predator because he tried meeting up with her in 2015 once.
Never mind. Okay, this is what I mean when I say upset. Okay, just can I turn off clips? I don't every time I fight with Casey I hate it getting clipped because she thinks that I'm trying to start shit. I'm not, okay? I swear to God I'm not, but it's really funny. Look at this. So this is her recent comment history. The only person that she talks about on Reddit, Control F Destiny. what the fuck? Bro, this is not healthy, okay? Go smoke some more fucking weed, okay? Talk to your friends. You're networked well. You've got a great group of friends, okay? Control F Destiny. Bro.
Now, she spirals even more with the whole, oh my god, they're attacking me saying being called a terrible person by hordes of Destiny, Asmongold, and XQC fans is such a fucking joke. Do you people realize who y'all stand? Y'all and these dumpster men you fangirl over collectively make the internet unbearable for anyone who isn't an entitled white man. Now, she obviously hasn't seen, the dream stands who, will actively shit on you with, false accusations. Okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about, the George Not Found allegations at this very moment. But, I mean, she obviously hasn't seen that, right? If you're saying that the internet is bad for people who aren't a white guy, but then you see, someone like George get canceled because, an allegation happened against stuff that doesn't have enough evidence, right? So I think this is just such a fucking insane statement. She has no clue what she's talking about. And the quartering, responded with that. And I don't like the quartering, alright? I think he's I think he's fat. He looks like a Discord mod, not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but here he took kind of a W, I will say. He says, hello police, I like to report a murder, and responds to the Asmongold response. And then, oh my god, Kaceytron was this tweet is so hard to read. It says, both these disgusting men that nobody wants were made fun of and turned on by girls like me in high school, which is why they have it out for me so bad. Now, as much as criticisms I have for the quartering, I think it's ironic to say that, he was turned down a bunch, even though he's a married man, so to say that, you were turning down in high school is kind of a weird, I'd say kind of creepy statement. If you're gonna call, Destiny a predator for, one thing he did in 2015, I think it's a little weird for you to mention high school as, a 30-year-old woman. Or I don't even know how old she is. I'm assuming she's 30 because she's probably aged progressively. Anyways, so she's oh my god, she's one of these people that just constantly think about high school. Obviously she was bullied. If you keep thinking about high school as an adult and keep bringing it up every 5 seconds, you probably were bullied as a kid.
You look older. That's not a compliment.
Now, the next tweet is, oh my god, the only roaches I have are in my ashtray. Yet another tweet proving that she's a complete drug addict and cannot put down smoking for 5 fucking seconds. I looked through her shit, almost the last tweets had 3 posts about her smoking. Jesus Christ. And then this is one of the cringiest ones I've seen. I wish more men would shut the fuck up and play games like Forest instead of pretending they're political experts. Go back to bitching about female characters in video games not being fuckable enough from behind your garbage piles. Now, the ironic part about this is that she, like, defended the Twitch Gooner girls, and yes, I am taking that from Tom's fucking title, because I think that's a funny way to describe, you know, the Twitch e-girls. So I think that's ironic completely by itself, but like, you want more people to not be political actors. But the thing is, Destiny actually knows what he's talking about when it comes to politics. He actually does his research, unlike Kazan. You know, he knows what he's talking about. So I think you should realize who you're talking about. And, you know, it's funny that she doesn't know this, even though she's the one that obsesses over Destiny. Chose to double down on her statement about political people by calling Asmongold Republican. I'm not making this shit up. In normal Republican grifter fashion, Asmongold is now lying about being cancelled for attention from brain-dead Republican troglodytes. These men are such pathetic perpetual victims. Asmongold isn't Republican. He's just too much of a pussy to admit that he masquerades around a centrist while spewing Republican dog whistles 99% of the time.
Exactly. You want a problem 99% of the time if you ain't black? Guys, the police officers do not pull over black people and arrest them, like, just because they're black. This does not happen. Does it happen sometimes? Yes, it does. To say it happens all the time is ridiculous. It's a misrepresentation of what actually happens. It's deliberately disingenuous. It's harmful for the community. It doesn't help anybody. It's just a unnecessary exaggeration to make things more emotionally charged. This doesn't happen.
I mean, this doesn't make Asmongold a full-on Republican. She goes off one fucking clip that calls him a fucking Republican, which is funny because a lot of the statements I see from him are like the most like anti-Republican thing, right? Like, he supported the Twitch Gooner girls, right? Which is something a fucking Republican would spurg over. So, like, a lot of the things he would say, a traditional Republican would just not agree with in any sentiment. And he's also pretty anti-gambling, which is kind of even split, but it mostly leans more Republican on being pro-gambling. So she doesn't know what she's talking about here. I mean, do I fully agree with the Asmongold statement that most black people, you know, get pulled over because they're black? I mean, not really. There's a couple racist cops out there, I won't lie. But to spew this whole thing of, oh, you're gonna get pulled over because you're black, cops hate you, it's such a harmful sentiment to just put out there. You're just discouraging people from fucking driving at that point, or from fucking doing anything. Now, that would have been the end all of the things, right? But she keeps saying the most like stupid and like retarded statements that Turkey Tom had to make a post and response. So she said, the way Asmongold and Zach Raw YouTube is entirely dedicated to belittling women for insult consumption. Gamergate 2.0 is Grifton's full swing. This is the most cherry-picked post imaginable. He's made responses criticizing other dudes, but of course, woman in thumbnail, this means he hates women. I just realized that one of the videos he chooses to cherry pick is one talking about Amber Heard. You know, the one that abused Johnny Depp. So yeah, that doesn't make it look very good. Now, of course, I can say that she like loves, you know, the abusive victims, because she decided to cherry pick a video of him making fun of Amber Heard, who obviously abused Johnny Depp. But I'm not gonna do that because I'm not her. All right, I'm not Kaceytron, where she takes people out of context because it makes her whole argument look better, right? So there's a lot of people that responded to her, and this kind of like got more and more people to respond to her. So people are saying 0 days instead of Kaceytron L. But someone who's a sex worker, now you might think I'm gonna fully disagree with that. I kind of don't care. I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. As long as you're not like full streaming nude on Twitch, I don't give a shit. So she says, cherry picking fallacy. You can show far more examples of them shitting on other men, but you have an emotional response and look for evidence to support it. Confirmation bias. Now, this pissed off Kaceytron even more. I hate the way she types. She says, girl, ... She spelled your wrong. How do you spell your wrong? One of the easiest words to spell. Whatever. You're a sex worker and you stand a raging misogynist. Make it make sense. So she responds back with, you misinterpreted saying one's own opinion on the subject with being a stan. Asmongold is a very flawed human like everyone else. This doesn't make you suddenly correct and not flawed yourself. Some crazy projection going on here. I think I expressed my opinion quite clearly while you use quite obvious distraction, tactics and manipulation. by, for instance, trying to imply because we are both women or because I'm a sex worker, I should agree with you. You want to create an echo chamber of supporters that are blindly buying a group bias and hatred that they don't think critically about what you were actually saying. Jesus Christ, that was actually kind of hard to read. Now, this caused Kaceytron to block her because she called her out. And then Kaceytron's like, girl, I blocked you because I'm tired of you up all in my comments writing so hard for Asmongold like you're doing something. Now, the irony in this case is that she keeps fucking glazing Mizkif at every fucking turn. Now, I wanted to talk about the whole Denims thing. I'm gonna talk about that quickly. So, Denim said something about wanting a bounty on Asmongold, which is kind of fucked up.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger. Okay, you have to do both. All right? Because then it's a win-win for me. I get more breast, and I don't have to see that moron on my timeline anymore. So if you think about it.
I mean, I'm not one to bitch about humor. I think the tweet by Grums is kind of cringe, where it says, I want the FBI, this is getting out of hand. That was kind of a cringe tweet, but then I'm just kind of retarded who like will freak out if you say something about the pretty boy Hassan. But Kaceytron over here, in her ultimate wisdom, says, imagine your biggest problem in life is female video game characters not showing enough skin, and people make fun of you. You pretend you're getting death threats. The only thing you're a victim of is your own porn sickness. Which is ironic because she's one that defended, you know, OnlyFans girls. I mean, he did too. He's kind of sick in the head. I will agree on that point. But she turns this into an ultimate like glazing competition for Mizkif by saying, wait, by his own logic, why wasn't Asmongold permanently banned for this? I stand from Crazy Slick being a piece of shit. It directly conflicts with the TOL West. But not surprising, men always get away with everything on his platform. Asmongold is an extremely popular influencer with thousands of fans. How do we not know he's not one of them who wouldn't take this seriously as a call to arms and take measures into their own hands? Again, just using the same logic. Now, I think it's entirely different to want someone dead for you know, essaying someone over someone making a joke. I don't think Kaceytron realizes the semantics over this because she's not very intelligent about a lot of her tweets. And now she's getting even more mad about Palestine, and she keeps saying free Palestine and shit. And then now she's getting mad over more people calling her a drug addict. And then she doubles down on her Destiny take by saying Destiny is deeply sick. No woman deserves to be talked about in this way. This is sexual harassment. And it's just him calling, you know, her a fat whore and everything. It's a really funny clip. I'll show it to you.
People are saying algomas.
People want you to say something about Kaceytron. There's a video right now.
She's a fat whore.
All right. Anything else, Steve?
You know what she fucks? Her bong. I bet she smokes that bong with her fat pussy. I bet she does. I bet she just sticks it in there and it goes. That's the noise that it makes. What? She's disgusting. My God. Holy shit. She's gross. What do you want me to say? She's the kind of woman who, like, you want to smoke some weed? And she lifts her stomach and it falls out, okay? That's the kind of person that she is.
Okay.
What?
Is there anything else, Steve?
Now, Hassan responds to this as well. But it's kind of a cringe response. It's like, oh my god, Destiny's so disgusting. Which is funny because they have a huge beef. I already made my Hassan video. I got all my thoughts out the way. I have a clear mind now, boys. Now, I will quickly talk about the whole thing with Quinn where he made fun of her. And to be fair, you know, he's kind of a piece of shit if he really said that, you know, women are asking for it and stuff. So, you know what? I'll give her that. That's all I'm going to give her. You know, he is a piece of shit. I'm not going to defend this guy. I do think it's a bit hypocritical, though, that she's over here fucking glazing the shit out of, you know, Mizkif after he hit a sexual assault. But, I mean, whatever. I'm going to leave it at that because I really don't have much to say about it. I already said about it on my Twitter. So, yeah. That's kind of it of what I want to talk about today. I know there was some other quartering stuff, but I don't care about that. This video is already like 4 days late because she kept saying the most mundane and stupid shit. So yeah, I just want to talk about that. So yeah, I'll upload whenever I feel like it. Yeah, bye. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.